Oh my goodness, Patrick Ta just released these duos and he's charging $42 a piece for them. For shame. Nobody else has ever overcharged for their products. Not your Mercedes, not your overpriced car, not your overpriced clothes, not your Burberry bag, your Chanel bag. Come on, people. Why are all these content creators giving these thumbnails like, we are not going there, I am not buying this, I am not supporting that? Everybody has the right to buy what they want. And you never have to pay more than you want to for makeup because the drugstore is bringing it. But really, are they doing all this moral outrage because it's clickbait and they want you to click on the video, or are they really morally outraged? If these same influencers are buying Chanel, Gucci, Tom Flippin' Ford, then what is the problem with Patrick Ta's pricing on these? I'm not saying you need them. We all have a choice on what we spend money on. But let's just get real about the drama, people. Stop creating chaos where there's no need to create chaos. I have the flu, I'm feeling cranky, and I'm feeling honest, and I'm doing a video anyway. We're gonna hear about it. Stick with me if you're interested. I'm Mona, I'm 54 from South Louisiana. I'm a few days into having the flu. I'm ready to get out of bed and brush my hair and do something and film a video. I've been sitting on the Lisa Eldridge collection and the Patrick Ta collection, and I know that my videos are going to be up way too late and you guys are already going to be moved on to 6 new product launches by then. But I have some strong feelings about all of this. Bottom line, you don't need makeup at all. Makeup is just icing on the cake. Beauty starts from within, or it should. You should be a lot prettier on the inside than you are on the outside. Second, you control what you spend on makeup, what you spend on anything. You can have a Mercedes-Benz or you can have a Hyundai or a Ford Fusion. You can live in a mansion or you can live in a tiny home. Nobody is forcing you to wear designer clothes versus what you can buy from Temu, Shein, Walmart, Goodwill, thrift store. It's our choice. But I don't think we should blame poor Patrick Ta for releasing what he considers high quality products. We're going to talk about it. Cancel culture, people being upset. It's almost like people just love to have a cause to get upset and worked up about. And today, it's the Patrick Ta duos. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about my feelings about the whole thing, about the quality, how it compares to the quality of his other products, how it compares to other products on the market. We're going to talk about how it looks on its own as a one and done. We're going to look at how it looks paired with his matte palette. We're going to compare these shimmers to the shimmers in his volume 2 palette. And we're just going to talk about it. So even though I don't have my eyes done right now, and I don't have my hair done, and I don't have my clothes done, one side of what I do have on my face, foundation, powder, concealer, lipstick, lip liner, contour, blush, all of that is high end. And on the other side is the most affordable drugstore products like the new e.l.f. blush, the new e.l.f. contour, drugstore products compared to high end. My high end is Patrick Ta, also Chanel and Lisa Eldridge lipstick on one side, Revlon lipstick on the other side, Maybelline lip liner on one side, Lisa Eldridge lip liner on the other side. Can you tell the difference? Really? I just want to say that before, we get into a whole hoopla about the price of Patrick Ta's products, I think most luxury makeup is overpriced. Basically any makeup other than drugstore, like ColourPop, Ulta brands, Sephora house brands, mostly all of those are overpriced. My opinions on the price of makeup products. I come from a lower socioeconomic background. I grew up on drugstore makeup or hand-me-down makeup, and I never felt like I couldn't create a nice look with that makeup. It wasn't until I got older, had a little bit more money, that I started delving into the world of luxury makeup. And I can tell you that nobody who you are encountering on the street is really going to be able to tell the difference if you have luxury makeup on or if you have drugstore makeup on. Especially today. Brands are doing it so well, you hardly ever have a fail. I'm not saying you never have a fail, but most releases now are not a fail. Basically, if you want to get a good look, that's going to depend on how you prep your face, which I have a video coming up about. It's also going to depend on how you apply that makeup it's going to depend on the shades that you choose, and if those shades are complementary to your skin. Obviously, if I put blush on that's too dark or too gauche, it's going to look bad. If I have contour that's the wrong color, it's going to look bad. If you're looking at my face right now and you're saying, I think that this side of your lips must be the designer side, like the Lisa Eldridge side, and this side must be the drugstore side, that would be wrong. That would probably be because when I was applying the lip liner, I kind of didn't do a really good job of catching that corner right there with the lip pencil. This is actually the Lisa Eldridge side. There is really not going to be a big appearance to the eye unless your technique is off. Like, I could just go heavier on one side with the blush, or maybe I didn't take my time blending on one side, or maybe this side is more textured than this side, and so therefore it doesn't look as good as this side, but it's not necessarily the makeup. So I think that when we're buying luxury makeup in general, this is just my opinion, that for the most part, we are buying for the experience of having, you know, the heavier luxury lipstick container with our initials on it. I mean, nobody can say that this isn't beautiful and that this isn't lovely and nice. And the fact that this is so curved and you can get a fine line and maybe you don't need a lip liner. I mean, I'm not going to stop buying some of these products, but can I get the same look from a Color Riche lipstick from Revlon? I can. I mean, for me with lipstick, it's about a couple of things. It's about the color. It's about where can I get the exact shade. So for me, Lisa Eldridge's Muse color is my favorite color shade of all. So would I repeat purchase that to get that shade? I haven't yet duped the exact shade. Yes, I might repurchase that for that shade. Also, if something really has staying power, I might like it a little better. So I'm looking for the finish because I don't want something that's too matte and is going to make my lips look drying. And I look for something that's going to stay for a while. And I look for the shade. And if I can find that in the drugstore, which most of the time you can, then when I'm buying this, I'm buying it for the experience. I'm buying it for the beautiful packaging. I'm buying it for the name. I'm buying it to feel good about having a little splurge for myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you can afford it, by all means, nothing wrong with it. But is it necessary? No. But when we're talking about the Patrick Ta duos for $42 a piece, I mean, I just have to say that I think the outrage about the price, I think it's silly. If you don't want to pay $42 for an eyeshadow duo, then you have plenty of other options on the market. You don't have to pay it. ColourPop's Shock Shadows, they're awesome. Are you going to get the exact same look? No, but they're beautiful. You can use those and get a similar look. And you can still feel confident and look nice for a much more affordable price. Okay, enough about that. All I'm saying is that if you buy things like Tom Ford, which I do not think that their shadows are really anything that special. You know, this is almost $100 and you get 4, yes, but if you divide that price up, what are you paying for 2? And then, you know, if you buy Pat McGrath, basically you're spending about $128 on her special shades. Yes, her packaging is a little bit more luxe than Patrick Ta's, but you're basically paying for the 4 special shades. If you buy Chanel, another, you know, Pat McGrath. This is not a quad by Chanel. I thought I picked up the quad, but if you buy a Chanel blush, I mean, it's the same thing. Do you really think that this, I don't know, whatever I paid for this $58, $60 blush looks that better than e.l.f.'s? Can you tell which one I have Chanel on and which one I have e.l.f. on? This one of my cheeks looks so much better than the other for $60 versus whatever I paid for this, $8 or $6. I mean, really. I'm just saying, people, we have Charlotte Tilbury's that are in that ballpark. We have Urban Decay's. We have Hourglass. If I take out my Dior, I think that this is one of my favorite single shadows. And this was definitely in the ballpark of the same price. You know, I could price match. But I can tell you, they're all similar in the price. This has a mirror like Patrick Ta. It's one shade. The packaging, you know, is light and plastic. It doesn't feel any more luxe than these feel. So it's a matter of what you want to buy. So then the question becomes, how do they look? One thing, the names are amazing. He really went out of his way with these names to be cute. Okay, so let's take this let's take this duo Still at the Club. So this is $42, but on its own, this is a palette for me. This is a look for me. I will probably hit pan on these because I've already gone out with these several times on both eyes as a complete look. It's beautiful together. So if I wasn't a makeup reviewer and I was just purchasing one $42 one of these, this would probably last me all year, and being neutral like it is with that beautiful shimmer topper, I could wear it every day. I could wear it for daytime, I could wear it for nighttime, and yeah, I definitely get my money's worth out of it. So if you're gonna wear it and you want something that's really pretty and really nice, there's nothing wrong with that. I say leave the man alone about his prices. I'm gonna let him speak to you about his formula, and you've probably heard that these are pearls, that the pearls are made in Italy, that they have, I think, a 48-month shelf life, that he has put a lot of time and effort into making them, and that the pearl pigment definitely costs more than a regular shadow. Nobody is making you buy these. Nobody is making you buy any luxury product. You never need a luxury product to look your best. But how do they look? I mean, are they ugly? Do they not look pretty on the eyes? Do they not last? Do they have some kind of fatal flaw? No, they don't. These single shadows by Lisa Eldridge are not cheap. My single shadows by Dior, my single shadow by Chanel, those are liquid, but you know, sit still one and done shadows. They're very pricey, but I wear them, I enjoy them. It's up to you what you enjoy. So let's do a look with this on my eye. Okay, let's do swatches of We Need Better Lighting. This is my favorite, I think, out of all of them, for versatility reasons. They all have like their special feature about them, but I think if you take these and you just pair it with like his matte palette, you have a silver, you have a gold, and you can top any one of those mattes and you can create beautiful holiday looks, beautiful glam everyday looks. And have the lighting turned down. It's looking like nighttime outside due to the weather. I think it's shining on it too brightly. I think they look best under lighting, in the bright sunlight outside, in the dim light. Let's look at these on the eyes. I think they do better as toppers, but can you wear them alone? Absolutely. So I'm going to put the silver on. If you take it with a dense brush and you kind of just pack it on, you really don't get a lot of fallout. Do you get some fallout? You do. Over the course of the day, I will have a little fallout, but not as much as I do with some other shadows. Then I'm going to put the gold in the corner. I'm going to turn my brush over. And you can wear them on their own. So I'm going to take my finger, see if we can amp it up a little bit. And just kind of pat that on. Can you see that? I'm going to take the gold, do the same thing. So I think that's so pretty, I do. And again, I understand if you think this is too much for your budget. Do you need to spend this much on an eyeshadow or an eyeshadow duo? You absolutely do not, but that goes the same for an expensive blush. That goes the same for an expensive lipstick, for an expensive lip liner. I don't think you ever need to pay more than the price of a Maybelline lip liner. I don't think you need to pay a lot for a mascara. I think the drugstore is bringing it. eyeliners, eyebrow pencils. I mean, I can get all of that at the drugstore and have it work just the same. Okay, so this is Talk to My Team. And this is kind of a light pink shimmer. I think you can see in this lighting that this is kind of a rose gold. If I just have bright lighting in here, it's gonna look actually very similar to the other colors. But in this lighting, you can definitely see the difference. In this one, you have like a shift. And no, that's not an uncommon shift. There's a lot of eyeshadows that have that shift kind of from pink to green. That's not anything new and novel, but this formula is beautiful. You see the shift? It's a lighter color. This is kind of a pale pink. This one's more of a rose gold. And I'm going to go in half and half. I'm going to go in with the lighter color on the inner side. Just kind of packing it. And then I'm going to go with the other color on the outer part. I am disappointed that I didn't have two of the most opaque colors to show you. The pink one didn't come in with the order, and the copperish color one broke. The copperish color one is stunning as far as shimmer. I think it has the best shimmer. These are more subtle. I think these make beautiful toppers. But you can wear them on their own as well, and I have. And definitely if you have eyeliner and you have mascara, of course they're going to look more intense. Okay, so let's go in with the last one, and then I'm going to show you how it pairs with his mattes. I'm going to go take this off. Okay, we're going to go in with Still at the Club. I'm going to swatch these. Now this richer pigment right here doesn't have as much sparkle. So maybe if there was a fault here, it's that. But then the top color right here has a lot of sparkle and definitely looks good on its own. Paired with this in a duo, or if you top the other color with this. These are my colors. These are my favorite colors for my eyes. These are the colors that I wear every day. These are my go-to colors. So having this in my collection would definitely not be disappointment to me. So I'm going to go in with the darker color on the outside and the lighter color on the inside. Again, kind of patting it on. This will probably be the one that I use the most. I probably hardly will ever use the pink. And I can show you guys the pink when they come in, and the copper. I may do a short because I know you've seen these already. But I think out of those, the copper is definitely my favorite. The pink, there's nothing really wrong with it. There is one of those shades that I find, like this one, doesn't have as much sparkle. And pink is just, you know, hot pink especially, is just not my color. The one that's more of a rose gold look is my favorite in that duo. So you see this would be an everyday look. I could line with this color right here and put on some eyeliner and some mascara. And I'm good to go. Or you can use these as toppers, but definitely beautiful. I know I'll hit pan on this one because I've already just been pulling for this. I've been enjoying lately one and done looks. And I know this isn't a one and done look, but it's a two and done look. You know, basically I just take one on the outside, take one on the inside, and I'm done. You can use your finger to pat it on and get a little bit more of that shimmer if you want to, but for the daytime, I don't really want to. I'd rather put it on with a brush and have it neater. And I can bring it up over my crease without adding any more color on the brush, so that it's just softer and more diffused up there. Kind of smoke it out. To me, that's like ultra glam and beautiful, especially with mascara and eyeliner. You're not getting the complete look without that. And then you can go into this look And you can take this and you can put it on the inner corner for an absolutely beautiful look also. This is a great inner corner look. This is a great inner corner shadow. Not that you'd spend $42 for that. But you're talking about $21 a shadow. That's less than the Charlotte Tilbury pot. That's less than my Dior single. That's less than my Chanel single. That's less than my Clarins single. I think it's less than my Hourglass single. Okay, so let's look at how this looks over his mattes. We're just going to do a quick look, not an exotic look. This is matte palette. Even though I know I'm not looking my best today, actually filming a video today probably was really good for me, kind of to get out the bed. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm just going to kind of dust that all over. I love this matte palette. Can you get a good matte palette at the drugstore? Do you have to pay this much for a matte palette? No, you absolutely do not. You can get one of those e.l.f. quads. I think they have one that's all mattes. I don't know if it's all matte neutrals, but those are like $3. I mean, you don't have to pay a lot. But usually if you're paying more, it's because you kind of want that experience. So I'm going to go in the outer corner with one of the darker colors. Again, I'm not creating like a really sophisticated look here. I'm just kind of showing you how I think that these are such a good complement to his matte palette. You can just take this one, and I prefer a silver, especially during this season, to a gold, and I can just pat that over the inner third. I'm going to add some eyeliner. This is the brown eyeliner by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Again, I'm not being exact or precise. I'm not feeling good today. I wanted to show you these. Mostly I kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on the price point, because I know that's the big thing that everybody is disputing. I don't think anybody is disputing the fact that these are beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful. Can you get an exact dupe for these? I mean, I don't know. I actually spent a day like taking all of the singles that I had in my collection, the e.l.f. singles, all of my Urban Decay singles, some of my Mora singles, my Dior singles. I didn't find like an exact dupe for any of them. I think the closest that I found is I feel like some of the special shades in a couple of the Pat McGrath palettes. I feel like texture-wise and the thinness of those shades and the look that you got were kind of the most similar. That's about all I'm going to do today. Just filming this is kind of like wore me out. So we didn't go through and do exotic looks or complete looks. You've all probably seen enough of these video reviews on the Patrick Ta duos to kind of have your own thoughts. The purpose of me doing the video was when I already bought the products to do a video, and then I got sick, and then, you know, 2 of them are missing, so I was going to wait for them to come in, and then I decided I'm not going to wait, because by that time I'll be on to something new, and you guys will be on to something new. I really had some feelings about the price, and I really wanted to talk about the moral outrage over the price. The quality of these are beautiful. Do I think you need to pay this much for makeup? I try to often tell you at the end of my videos, never let me make you feel like you have to go out and spend money on makeup. This channel is about showing you new products. It's about saying, you know, look what this looks like. I'm trying it out for you. This is what I think. This is how I like it. This is how it looks on me. If you're in the market for some of this, if you're looking for something new, this might help you decide based on the facts that I'm giving you whether or not this is the product you're going to purchase or whether you're going to purchase something else. But I'm never trying to get you to spend money. And I'm definitely not trying to tell you that you have to spend more than drugstore prices. I'm not even telling you that you have to wear makeup. Beauty starts on the inside. Nobody needs to wear makeup. Makeup is just icing on the cake. I'm just saying that if you want to splurge on something and you look at these and these color stories appeal to you and you like the idea of a simple, quick look, especially the pink can give you a quick look because the pink makes a cohesive look on its own. The pink is not my favorite color story, but the light pink with the darker pink on the outside, definitely a complete look. The copper, those shades are pretty similar. They're both equally sparkly. I think they have some of the maximum sparkle out of all of these. So I do think those are gorgeous. I think that one, and you definitely compare them, and you can, that way you can have a gradient, but I don't think that one is so more intense than the other to create like this lighter, darker look. I think it's more of one grade versus the other grade next to each other, or a one and done look with the shade that you prefer out of that duo. And I think that the other ones can create subtle looks, or I think that you would want to use these as toppers for your favorite mattes. And I don't think that you need all of these. Well, I don't think you need any of these, but if you're going to pick them up, I would pick up one that suits you. And for me, it would be the one that could complete your look, like this one on this eye. Like, I'm going to wear the heck out of these two shades. These are my shades. Taupes are my favorite shades to wear. They're neutral. I like the way they look. I love the shimmer. I love the quality of the shimmer. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. So for wearability, that's probably my favorite pick. And then I think that the other one, that the other two that's nice to have in your collection would be one of these two, because you could use these as toppers over any matte. I'm sorry, I still have this one in my hand because I'm sick and delusional. One of these two. You know, just depending on what your preference is. I think you can't go wrong with a silver and a gold. And then this one, you know, you have the light pinkish color with, you have the duochrome effect. You have this darker pink, but it's definitely not dark. And on the eyes, you know, this is definitely a muted color. With a hint of pink. So you can have the straight up silver toppers, or you can have the hint of pink toppers. Anyway, I'm done. I'm gonna go back to bed. I really appreciate you being here. Hopefully this was a coherent video and I managed to get my point across, which was just, let's let the guy have his price point. Any brand can sell their products for anything that they want to. He feels like he took his artistic creativity and he put a lot of time into sourcing great ingredients to create what is a stunning shimmer on the eyes. He is proud of his work, and you have the right not to buy them. We can get good looks at the drugstore. So anything that I'm showing you, there's always going to be something at the drugstore or at a drugstore price that we can use. But I'm not outraged by the price. If you buy Tom Ford, if you buy Charlotte Tilbury singles, her pop shots, they are definitely not as pretty as these. And they're like $25, $32. What are they a piece? I paid for those. So two of them are more than you are going to pay for a duo with these. Yeah, the case has a few more embellishments on it. You know, I think it's just your preference. It's what you want to spend. You never have to spend, in conclusion, a lot on makeup or a lot to look nice. You don't. If you are a makeup wearer, you can wear makeup from the drugstore or at a much more affordable price point and look just as beautiful. But there's also nothing wrong with splurging occasionally on yourself if it's in your budget. And I don't think that you would not like these. It's either in your budget or it's not. Same thing with buying cars, and then I'm going to be done. I could buy a Mercedes or I could buy a Hyundai. They're both going to get me from point A to point B. The Mercedes is going to be a little bit more luxurious, but it's still going to be doing the same thing, getting me where I need to go. It may have a few more bells and whistles. Like these duos may have the mirror, where the singles that I bought from other companies like Urban Decay's Moondust formula may not have the mirror. The e.l.f. didn't have the mirror, but it still gave me a shimmer on the eyes, and it was a whole lot cheaper. The Hyundai is still getting me to the store, still getting me to work, still getting me to occasions. It's just not as glitzy and sparkly as the Mercedes. This is the same principle. So let's just stop with the moral outrage, because it's silly. Nobody's tying your hand behind your back to buy it. All right, that's it. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody with my fever and my sickness. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I don't think it should be offensive, because I'm telling you, you don't have to buy expensive makeup to look good. But that if somebody wants to charge a lot for their makeup, then that's their right. We have the right to either buy it or not buy it. Like, I'm not going to buy a lot of Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes because I don't think it's worth my money. And I don't like Chanel palettes. They're quads, but I think that they're very muted. And yes, you could say that's a classy look. But guess what? I could buy a muted, classy look at the drugstore for a lot cheaper. So no, I don't buy Chanel quads typically because I think it's overpriced. It depends on what you're going to wear. It depends on what your priorities are. Depends on how much you want to sparkle, baby. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to bed. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that when I play this back, it didn't sound too crazy or delusional, and that I see you in the next video. Bye.